Arab money. Most times when people hear about Arabians and Arab men, what comes to mind is Arab money. People want to see and talk about just how wealthy some of these individuals are and the kind of lavish lifestyle they run. Well, it's not the case that all Arab men are rich, but the ones we see on the internet kind of are. In this video, our priority is not on all Arab men and multimillionaires. It is rather on the top 10 wealthiest Arabians and a look into their lavish lifestyles. In no particular order, let's see how much these persons are worth and their extravagant purchases. Number 1. Turki bin Abdullah. We kick off with the Turki billionaire, Turki bin Abdullah. Many trace his connection and affluence to the Turki house of Saud, but that isn't all there is to him. Beyond the rave about his lineage, it is believed that bin Abdullah made his money from investing in oil and gas. And boy, that must have been one hell of an investment. He is dubbed the London gold-driving Arab prince. Yes, gold. Just how wealthy is he? Well, for him to be able to afford a jaw-dropping $22 million car collection, with a number of them being gold-plated, I'll say pretty damn wealthy. From the Bugatti Veyron worth $10 million to the Rolls-Royce Phantom Coupe of $4 million. Notable automobile brands like Porsche and Lamborghini, his wealth is not to be questioned. Additionally, he spends money on animals that others would otherwise term wild. This blew up some time ago when the Arab billionaire was spotted going for a spin in his $1 million gold-plated car with a cheetah by the passenger seat in front of him. Number 2. King Mohammed VI. Here we have the King of Morocco with an estimated net worth of $5 billion. He is arguably the wealthiest king in the world as of the time of making this video. For every king, there should be a palace and a throne. King Mohammed is no different. According to Forbes Trends, the Morocco King's Palace requires nothing less than $960,000 to operate daily. If this is not enough to show how pretty lavish the king's lifestyle is, take a look at his transportation. For starters, the king has a Boeing 747-400 private jet, which costs around $600 million. When the tasks of being a king get burdensome, his getaway home, valued at $94 million, is just a stone's throw thanks to his Boeing jet. Unlike most of the persons on this list, he understands the plight of the commoners he oversees and spends a handful of his money on charity. Number 3. Prince Al-Waleed bin Talal Al Saud. As I said earlier, being a king means there is a palace somewhere. For Prince Al-Waleed, being a prince means he deserves 3 palaces. He is the wealthiest person in Saudi Arabia with an estimated net worth of $19 billion. Let's talk about the Kingdom Palace. This is the 250,000 square feet mansion where he resides, valued at $130 million. The space is set to feature 317 rooms. These rooms are a complete show-off, from the Italian marbles, silk carpets, gold-plated faucets, and 250 televisions. The palace has 4 kitchens specific to Asian cuisine, continental cuisine, Arab cuisine, and a cuisine simply for desserts. The pools, especially the lagoon-shaped pool and the 45-seat private cinema, are worth noting. But Prince Al-Waleed fancies not just land palaces. The 85.9-meter yacht called the Kingdom 5KR is the prince's water palace. Disco, cinema, helipad, pool, and everything you would expect from a billionaire's yacht. With Prince Al-Waleed, home could be the Kingdom Palace, the Kingdom Resort, Kingdom Oasis, or the Kingdom 5KR. Number 4. Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani. From the names we have come across, we see that being an Arab billionaire means you're either royalty or have ties with the oil, gas, and investment industries. For Tamim, the case is no different. He was born into the royal family of Al Thani, specifically to the 7th Emir of Qatar, Sheik Hamad bin Khalifa Al Thani. If you thought Prince Al-Waleed's Kingdom 5KR was magnificent, you have to take a deep breath for this. Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani owns a 400-foot, 800-ton behemoth. It is the 33rd largest private sea vessel in the world. He named his $500 million yacht Al Lusail. The interior of the ship tells you who owns it. Someone who has the money and would stop at nothing to add furnishing that speaks of his status. The European furnishings are glamorous. The yacht has a gym, an elevator to aid movement in the superstructure, a swimming pool, a movie theater, a barbecue beach club, a beauty room, and a helicopter landing pad. Number 5. Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. There is no way we would refer to the people of Dubai without talking about Vice President Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. He moves around in a $250,000 AMG Mercedes G63 number 1. By number 1, you understand that this vehicle was the first off the production line of this model. When you're wealthy and the vice president, some things just come easy. How else do you explain a 24-carat customized Rolls-Royce valued at $14.2 million? With too many cars and luxury brands we could mention, that's not all the Dubai ruler is interested in. He has an expensive love for horses. He is in fact the founding member of the Go Dolphin racing team. This establishment has over 100 horses valued at about $8 million. When these horses win, how does he celebrate? I'll tell you, in the world's third largest private yacht of 531 feet. This sea vessel is estimated to be $400 million, and of course, he owns it. Number 6. Prince Mohammed bin Salman. No prince wants to be outshined in his own country. Certainly Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman is not the first of his kind and does it in luxurious automobiles. You could point to his customized gold Lamborghini Aventador SVJ worth $7.5 million, a Bugatti Veyron Grand Sports worth $12.5 million, and a Rolls-Royce Phantom Coupe valued at $8 million. Hold your breath for this one. Would you have believed that Leonardo da Vinci's Salvador Mundi, valued at $450 million, is owned by Mohammed bin Salman? Well, that's a fact. Not to talk of his $500 billion mega-city building project that is still ongoing. This prince sure knows how to spend his money. Number 7. Nassef Sawiris. It is impossible to talk about billionaire Arabs without diving into the lifestyle of the second richest man in Africa. For starters, he now holds the record for having the priciest co-op sale in New York for $70 million. 5 fireplaces, 14 lavish rooms, and a beautiful view of Central Park from the all-around terrace of the building. Well, unlike the others on this list, we can say he's not into the flashy car business. He drives around in a conservative $52,000 Audi Q5. But he makes up for his disinterest in luxurious cars in an $80 million yacht and 2 Gulfstream G650 private jets worth $140 million. Number 8. Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Dubai's president. We have seen the 3rd largest private yacht and the 33rd, but what we have here is the largest private yacht in the world. Named Azam, the vessel is 590 feet and costs $605 million. Is that all? For the president, of course there's more. In 1989, he purchased Ascot Place in Windsor Great Park at $23.7 million. However, his car collection is the most interesting part of the Dubai president's extravagant lifestyle. 1 bullet and bomb-proof Audi A8 LM, a Mercedes-Benz purple A63, 7 Lamborghini Gallardos, 13 Lamborghini Huracans, 21 Lamborghini Aventadors, 13 McLaren P1s, 24 McLaren 7205, 7 Ferrari LaFerrari, and 1 Koenigsegg Hypersport. Alongside other brands and models, those mentioned earlier amount to 200 vehicles, valued at $100 million. Not to mention his RS-860 Core private jet is valued at $120 million. Number 9. Issad Rebrab. This man is known as the wealthiest man in his country, perhaps the first billionaire from Algeria. He is pretty unique being on this list because he isn't from a royal family, and neither did he gain his wealth from oil. He, in fact, owns the largest company in his country. And how does he spend his money? To be honest, little is known about how this self-made billionaire spends his money. What is evident is that he makes sure to reinvest his fortune into more business. When you grow up fighting for yourself, you tend to tone it down with extravagant spending. At least, this is true of the Algerian billionaire. Number 10. Dubai's Crown Prince Fazza. He is Dubai royalty, and that means he is pretty loaded. But what interests people about Fazza is the interest he has found in investment. He is estimated to have a net worth of $18 billion. Like others we have discussed, he has an elegant car collection, from his Rolls-Royce Phantom worth a whopping $8.2 million to his gold Porsche 918 Spider, valued at $5.8 million, and a gold Range Rover Vogue worth $3.2 million, amongst other notable brands. We see that the Crown Prince does know his way around expensive automobiles. Interestingly, his interest in exotic animals is another thing that gulps a part of his fortune. This includes tigers, elephants, lions, a number of peacocks, hundreds of falcons, over 1,000 horses with one special one valued at $1.8 million, and his $2.7 million camel. More of his affluence is seen in his $55 million penthouse, the Jumeirah Zabil Sarayh, costing $12 billion. From all of these Arab billionaires, you can say that money indeed is bliss. With how they spend their wealth on gold, cars, houses, jets, and yachts, it's no wonder why people believe Arab billionaires are the real deal. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave your comments and subscribe to the YouTube channel.